Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Don't adjust your TV sets. Don't start checking your calendars or your phones or whatever. It is Monday, but I did do the Redfellas introduction because it is a Redfellas special and it's a question and answer special on all things Liverpool. And who better than Virgil van Dijk and Ibu Konate? We only need two at the back, Cav. We can handle this.
Hey, everybody else go do what you want to do. Leave us here. We'll hold the fort. Clean sheets incoming. Don't worry about it.
I'm telling you, we don't need four at the back. We just need two at the back. And that's what we've got today. Actually, we may have a January transfer signing, but we'll see. We'll see if someone can join us. A third centre-back, just to shore it up a little bit, just in case, Ibu's having one of his shaky games. Like sometimes he does, sometimes. But guys, welcome to the chat. Make sure you've liked and subscribed if you haven't already. As Ganto says, love your name, Ganto. Ganto, where are you from, Ganto? Because that is, I could swear, Cav, that is Elvis Presley.
Looks like Elvis to me.
Is it Elvis though, or is it like?
It looks like it. Let's Ganto just. That's
Ganto, tell us, are you like related to the great Elvis Presley? Like, I need to know, bro. Like, your picture looks very, very, very familiar.
If you do look like that and you're not an Elvis lookalike for a living or on the side, then you're missing a trick.
Can you start, please? None of your business in the building, so smash the like. Haka says it's been said with loads of capital D. With loads of D's. What does that mean? It's been said. Explain, Haka. Oh, it's me playing bass. Bass.
Bass guitar.
Bass. I got fish on my mind, Cav. Can you tell?
Sea bass.
Sea bass. Yeah, it's me playing bass. He says from Ireland. Amazing. I tell you what, like Cav says, you're missing out on something, bro. You're missing out on something, man. Get on that, man. You do look like. All right, Sonny. All right, mate. That's not Elvis, Lolo. We just thought it looked like. But guys, purpose of today's show, we're going to be going through all the talking points. We have a third centre-back. We thought we were going to play two at the back-ish, but we have a third centre-back joining us just to shore it up. It could be the new rage, three centre-backs like Gomez is in here, Mr. Flexible, Mr. Adaptable. Ish, what's happening?
That's good, man. That's good. Yeah, man. It's good time to be a Red at the moment. So it's going to be complaint-free for me today. No complaints.
Well,
no
negativity. You don't need to. No, you need to be yourself.
I'll be getting a bit of a reputation, Grizz. I'm getting a reputation. I'm putting it out there from the jump.
People are DMing me say, yo, man, you got some brilliant new recruits, man. But wanted to do them a bit. I said, no, man, they're good. They keep us on our toes. Come on, listen, you gotta have every aspect of opinions, bro. You know what I mean? Just to keep people. Ish is the Mr. Motivator. His standards are up here, bro. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. But good to join us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, nice to see you again. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
No,
we're saying with defenders that now we might just be the forward line. We'll offer something different. That's what it brings to it.
True. I'll be done. I'll get the scrappy goals here and there, but
do you know what they say in it? Like defense wins league titles, man. So the defense is here. The three main centre backs are here, and we're gonna go forward, guys. A bit of an impromptu show. We're gonna do. I was supposed to do it last night, but I got a bit busy. So we're gonna do a bit of a question and answer. Post your questions, any opinions you want. We're gonna go through the talking points of Liverpool and have a bit of a roundup. I don't know. The length of the show depends on you guys. If you're bored and you can't be bothered, you know what I mean? Just don't say nothing and we won't say nothing. But if you got questions, if you got points, if you want to talk Liverpool, let's go into it. I guess, guys, we start off with some news today. I believe it was today about young Calvin Ramsay being sent back. They triggered the release calls for the right back. They welcome back another loanee this month after Calvin Ramsay recalled by the club from his spell at Preston North End. Obviously, he made the switch in the summer to Preston. He just can't catch a break, lads. Can he, Cav? I'll probably come to you first. where you at with this guy, man? I mean, I don't know what. I feel sorry for him, man.
Yeah, well, look, we've not seen a whole lot of him. He's not played a whole lot of football, but what we have seen, sort of the back end of last season, pre-season and stuff, he looked good. He looked good, looked pretty comfortable on the ball. Looked like for a young lad, he's got quite a big frame on him. He looked athletic, looked very well two-footed, left and right, and he looked like a really, really promising player. I think he come from Aberdeen, didn't he? And they said over in Scotland that he's one to watch and so on. So it was exciting when we signed him. It makes sense for him to go out on loan. He goes to Preston in the summer, but it's just not worked out. It's not worked out. He wasn't fit. He had a couple of growing issues, I believe, injuries of some sort anyway, and it meant he had to meet up with the Preston squad late, so he didn't get a chance to do the full pre-season with them. And then he has a knee injury. He comes back, plays a few minutes, he gets COVID, misses a few more games, and in that time, Preston seem to find their feet a little bit, and their alternative right back plays well and Fort keeps him out the side. So he's not managed to play his way in, and it's so vital for him, if he's not playing football, that he's getting the best advice, the best environment, the best players around him to train with. And that looks like it'll be back at Liverpool, So I would say that the recall is more to do with his development as opposed to being an option for Liverpool. We know that Trent's out at the minute, absences in Robertson and Tsimikas. So I would say it was more about his development as opposed to our squad. But of course, if he plays well, he trains well, then he may be an option for us. But certainly, disappointing loan spell, not what we'd have hoped, not what he'd have hoped. But he's 20 years old. He's got time on his side. There is still a player there. It's just come back, train, and go again and look to see what your next move is. I suppose he's just going to be here now for the remainder of the season. And we'll see. We'll see if he can get a chance. Probably unlikely, but a chance to get some minutes as a substitute in the games moving forward. And then we reassess it in the summer, whether he stays on or gets another loan out. But he just needs to be playing. He needs to be playing and training and getting as much football in his legs as he can.
She definitely needs to be playing. He's missed so much football in the last season or two. I'm a huge fan. I just want to put it out there. I'm a huge fan of this guy. I really am. And I'm really gutted that he hasn't had an injury-free season for the last 2 or 3, it seems, ever since we bought him. I've touched upon he's quite a big guy for a fullback. And every time I saw him in preseason, I thought, hello, he's grown a bit. Maybe it's growing pains, very similar to Bejetic, we're being told. Similar. I think this guy's a fantastic baller. I've done a bit of scouting on him. I was actually one of the few guys that broke this story that we're in for Caoimhin Ramsay. We're going to be signing him. And when I got the intel, I started looking him up, and I spoke to quite a few people that watched him play through the youth ranks. A lot of coaches from Scotland. They couldn't speak highly enough of him, and I realized why when I started getting into him. But he's not. I know Cav's saying we might try to play him in a few games here and there. I can't see it. I just can't see it. He needs to go out on a loan, but he needs to go out on a loan where he's going to be guaranteed. And nothing comes with guarantees, but pretty much guaranteed playing time. Does it matter to you which level at this stage, or do you just want the kid to be playing football? It's a tricky one.
No, I think the level definitely does matter. I think we want to see. You can even see it with compare someone like Tyler Morton, who's kind of doing quite well at the moment. How in the Championship, which is a good league, to maybe like a Reece Williams loan, where he went out on loan a couple of times and it just haven't really worked out. I think it's better. I'd rather see him at the club than go out on a loan that's not going to work out. Because at least he'll be in the right environment. He'll be around with Trents, etc. Who are going to at least show him what the levels he needs to do to get into the team, as opposed to going out from a loan like the one he's just been on. And like Cav said, he's not really got in. So it's a shame because this is a key stage in his development. He needs to be playing football wherever it is next season, and he needs to stay fit. Because it's one now that we're looking at, like Conor Bradley, for example. Sliding doors moment, he's come in, he's kind of looks like he belongs in the team now, and then he's gone from being second choice, he's gone from being third choice because you've got Gomez as well, so now he's fourth choice right back. So it's just and then the first choice is Trent, so you already know your game time is going to be really limited. As much as I do agree with you, what you're saying, because he is a good player, but for me now, it's looking like Conor Bradley, as long as he stays fit, he's looking like the next one up from the youth team. So it just makes his role to get into the team way, way harder. So it's a tough one.
Most people are agreeing with you in terms of it's got to be championship minimum.
Yeah.
A lot of people are throwing in Hull because we've done recently.
Listen, they're doing all right. They're doing all right.
I just Liverpool have a good relationship with Preston, so I think when you read the reports and what the Preston manager said, Liverpool had a big say and managed his fitness, even though he was technically a Preston player for his period of time there. So I just think maybe, coming back to Liverpool, they'll just be able to be a bit more, a bit more hands-on with him, a bit more, see him every single day, manage his fitness, have the experts around him. And also, if he's come from Scotland to Liverpool, is then loaned out to Preston, there's a lot of moving around for a young man. He might just benefit from, being settled, living in Liverpool, being around the first teamers for a while before thinking about another move. Because at 20 years of age, it's a lot of moving about, and it can work for some, don't get me wrong. But I just think with what's happened today, he'll probably be best with the fitness thing in mind, just keeping him close to Liverpool, his parent club, obviously.
Yeah, 100%. But as I said, I'm really desperate for him to get fit and sort of show his true colours and levels. Hopefully these injuries are the niggly type injuries in terms of anything serious that's affected his ability or his physical prowess or, in terms of his pace, acceleration, strength, anything. Hopefully they're sort of just, few muscle injuries that he can recover from. I genuinely think there's a baller in there. And it's no one can prove it. But, this inverted role that we've decided to play with one of the fullbacks, this guy's so good for it. Like his passing, his technique and passing is on a different level for any youngster that I've seen. Two things I'm asking for today: likes and questions. Normally it's just likes. I'm begging for likes all through the stream because I've got to do what I've got to do, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm begging for likes, but I'm going to ask for questions today as well. So get your questions in. I'm going to try to star as many as I can. Cav, if there's any that you like, star them as well. Please let me know. I guess the other talking point, Ish, come to you, is Caoimhin Kelleher. Again, links with quite a few clubs that are interested in him. It's expected to be a summer topic, obviously. Again, he's been a reliable keeper. We've had a bit of chat about him recently. It's not easy having a regular backup keeper that's good. What's your stance? What's your thoughts? Do we let him go like loan, or are we selling him and trying to find a number two?
I think so. I think now is the time to listen. Nat Phillips, I think, is a key kind of example of holding on to a player for a bit too long. And there was a time maybe two and a half seasons ago, Nat Phillips could have gone for 20 to 25 million maybe. Now you're looking at him and he's just not having a great loan at Celtic. He might even be back. And his kind of market value now is looking like below 10. With Kelleher, like as much as I think he is a good goalkeeper, I do think, say the time comes in 2-3 seasons when Alisson moves on, do we think by then Kelleher is going to be of the level to kind of come in and replace Alisson? I don't think so. I think we'll still need to go out and get number one. So I think Kelleher is not going to be a number two for his whole career. But probably his value is only going to go down from this point. I've not been that impressed with him this season. I think there's been a couple of goals where people have been a bit harsh on him. I think the Fulham one the other night was probably a bit too harsh. But otherwise, I've not been too impressed with him this season. I think we can get 20 million for him this summer. I'll take that, and we can put that towards a different area. We've still got Peter Luger and what's the other guy called Davis. We've got Davis as well. Harry Davis, I think it is. Can't remember what.
Sorry, Harvey Davis.
Harvey Davis. That's it.
They're very highly thought of. Very highly thought of.
We've got 2-3 keepers that are very highly thought of. And let's face it, like Alisson, Touchwood, I know he gets a little injury here and there every season, but he's pretty much ever present. So more for Kelleher's sake than anything, and also for us to kind of get the money in music, maybe towards the centre back or somewhere else. I think now's a good time to sell.
You know what? Cav Ish said, like, just grab 15-20 million for him. It's so funny, innit? Do you remember last season when we done the transfer committee show, buy or sell, and we were talking of 25 million plus for Kelleher? Come on.
I think we can get 20-25 for him.
Do you reckon? I don't know, man. I think his value is deep, man. We done a brilliant show. We're going to do one again this summer as well. where we just pretend that we're the committee and like we
Homegrown
run
as
the
well,
whole.
though. Homegrown as well. I think that can kind of add a little 7 million here.
His valuation has gone down, Cav, hasn't it? We have to face the reality of it.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't play loads for the obvious reason that we have the best goalkeeper in the world in front of him. But it seemed like he did sort of not peak, but he raised his stock during, was it last season where he played in the Cups? I think Alisson played in the FA Cups weirdly last season, didn't he? But yeah, anyway, he seemed like there was a proper keeper there, and we were talking about him as like maybe going to Premier League teams. You know, he was that kind of good, and it seems like the opportunities he's got this season, he's been okay without being great, and he sort of dropped his standards slightly. But it's difficult. I find it really hard to assess Kelleher because he hardly ever plays, and you really you're sort of scrutinizing moments in games, you know, because Liverpool controls so much of the ball. He's never really being peppered with shots. The ball at his feet is calm, is comfortable, is okay. It's just the shot stopping at times. Is he commanding of his area enough? And sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't, and it's very, very difficult. But I also then think, well, is it worth selling? Like, if you're going to get 20 million, is it even worthwhile? Because you're going to have to go out and spend that money on getting another second choice goalkeeper, and you still need a good number 2. So I don't know what the benefit is of selling him.
I think it's down to him. Like, you're right, because if we sell him, we have to, unless we promote Petaluma.
I would promote one of the other 2 or 3 that we've got.
Yeah,
I know.
The thing is, right, so the next 2 in line, right, are Petaluma and Harvey Davis, right? Now, Harvey Davis is magnificent with the ball at his feet, people. Let me tell you already, before you see him. He's brilliant, right? But he's not amazing shot stopper. Petaluma is an amazing shot stopper. He's awful with the ball at his feet. And so in this system that we play now with Alisson, who's, I think, overrated. Feel me?
With the ball at his feet, yeah.
He's overrated. But we know overall he's the best goalkeeper in the world. Clear, right? So I think it's going to be a bit of a decision. I think you're right. I think our idea would be ideally to promote within, because that's why the way we've brought up these young keepers and hope that one of them can overtake either Alisson or a Kelleher. We knew we were going to have to get rid of Kelleher at some stage. I was going to say either or. No, we're not getting rid of Alisson. But you know what I mean? We were never going to be able to hold Kelleher down to being number 2 for all his career. I think we'd ideally like to promote from within, right? Because otherwise, it's true. 10, 15 million we sell him for, and then we have to go out and buy another one.
Cam, how much would you sell? How much would it take for you to sell him?
Here's the thing, right? I'd love to give you a straight answer. Okay. In my head, I'm thinking 2025 is probably a realistic price you could perhaps get for him. I'm not sure if Celtic would pay that, but like another team might. I'm just thinking, what do Liverpool need in terms of its entire squad? And do I believe Liverpool will have the funds when they want to purchase, i.e. in the summer, to go and sign that player? And I don't think that the answer to that question hinges on the money you would get from Kelleher, to be honest with you. So I think come the summer, we'll be looking to strengthen in defence, a centre-back, a left-back, maybe a hybrid of both. Do I think we could go out and get our primary target? Yeah, I think we can. You know, do we need another right winger? Possibly. Do I think we could go out and get them? Yeah, I think we can. We'd be tight and risk adverse with our money as always. Do I think getting 20 to 25 million for Kelleher would necessarily affect that, knowing that you need to still go and get a second choice goalkeeper, in my opinion? I just don't see the need to sell him for the money you're going to get. If we're talking about a 40, 50 million pound player, I'm like, yeah, okay, because you can soon reinvest that money. But 20 million, 15 million, I don't think it's worth it. I think just stay safe, have a good second choice goalkeeper, and just keep it as it is for the time being. And I recognise that his stock may drop if he doesn't like get more games, which seems unlikely at this stage. But his stock's dropping from 15 million in today's age. That doesn't get you a lot. So, I just, and the thing is with the goalkeepers as well, it's like they're a group within the group, aren't they? So I just think as long as Alisson stays this good, kind of keep everything that's consistent around him as well. Because all of the goalkeepers train together, don't they? Same goalkeeping coaches, same group of goalkeepers, same like training exercises away from the squad, and so on and so on. So if he gets on with Kelleher, Alisson, and it keeps him happy and all these kind of things, just don't change it just yet, in my opinion.
Is Adrian's contract up this summer, or is he?
Adrian's contract it's a rolling day contract.
He's been getting 1 year extensions like every.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is with Adrian? Right, I think it's very clear and obvious that he's just one of those guys that's around to be good. Feel good, warm up, training. He's experienced. He might have wise words for the young keepers. He knows his role. His role is he's never going to play unless it's an emergency. He's on very low wages, almost like coach-like wages. And, you know, people that know me will know what I used to think of Adrian a couple of years ago. Like, my blood would boil. He's the one geezer that I would like to smash up. Like, not in real life. You know what I mean? Like, criticizingly smash him up. Criticize him. Right? Not smash him up physically, man. Get out of here. But now I've come to terms with it, guys. Like last year or so, I've realized the way Klopp speaks about him, the way people talk about him, and then around the club, he's just a happy vibes kind of guy in the background. I ain't got too much of an issue, man, with him. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. He's on some mad contract, man. But people, I know it's an odd time and an odd day and an odd show. When I say odd show, like not our usual time, whatever, but it's 160 of you guys in here. We should have about 100 likes already. So yeah, let's get it out. We've got your questions all ready to go. I guess we'll start off with a non-Liverpool one. Well, actually, it is a Liverpool one. Hacker says Everton, Forest fire sale. Who are you taking? I guess we'll go with one from each.
My initial thought was to go with Onana, but I like what's the centre back? Braithwaite.
Yeah, Braithwaite.
I think he's quality.
Who?
Braithwaite. I think it's quality. Him or Onana, one of them two.
And Forest. You must. You can't say no one.
No. Do you know what? But I think Gibbs White's kind of overrated. You know, like I know there's
overrated.
A lot of hype around him. I think he's good. Don't get me wrong, but people are talking about like Euros and England squad. I think he's just very good Premier League standards, like number 8, kind of attacking 8-10.
So who are you taking then? If he's overrated, who are you taking then?
I'm trying to think.
Cav, are you? While he thinks, are you clearly on your ones?
For Forest. Well, first of all, I agree. Braithwaite from Everton, I think he's a good young player. I think he's going to be a good player in the future. I think he'll get a move away as well. There was a period of time when Patterson, the right back, looked quite good as well. So I won't be too displeased with someone like him. Forest, difficult because Gibbs White is the standout player, and I think he could come in and be a good squad option, but. Then I also think, is that just his level? Is he a bit of a big fish in a small pond there? You know, he's the captain. He can carry them. He's all eyes on him. All the ball goes to him. Everything goes through him kind of thing. And if he comes to somewhere like Liverpool, do you get the same type of player? I'm not too sure. But other than that, I mean, there's not any I would say, to be honest with you. I mean, if we're shopping around in the Forest squad and it's big enough, then I think we're...
Hacker who asked the question.
I'll take Origi back. I'll take Origi back. One more year.
Have you seen the size of him? My brother's bigger than me now, man. I like none of your business says the left back has been decent as well when I've seen him for the Bitters. I thought the Forest left back. Don't worry, he's got a good. Danilo is quite good, the midfielder, but he's left-footed. He's decent. Chris Wood, hat-trick hero from the other day. I'm a massive Braithwaite fan. I think you're both spot on with the Braithwaite. I think that's easy. I'm not an Onana fan. Ish. I'm with you. No. I'm totally like what you said about Gibbs White. I'm there with Onana. Good player, no problem.
No, he's got something. Even like I think he's playing under a manager who's not going to get the best out of him, like technically. Even
I hope Arsenal get him because they link with him. I hope they get him because he'll be found out.
You think so? I think he might be a problem. You know, I think he might be a problem. If Klopp got his hands on him, he would turn him into a player.
Hacker, who asked the original question, says, I personally like Hudson-Odoi. Ramble a bit. That's a bit of a brave shout, man. Hudson-Odoi had so much potential, and you thought to yourself, yo, he's the English version of brother at Bayern. Come on, guys. Winger.
Serge Gnabry.
No.
Or the other guy. Sane.
Mine's gone blank. No.
Coleman.
Kingsley Coleman.
Oh,
I'm thinking the profile, stylistically, the way he glides past players.
Well, they bid for him, didn't they? They bid for him 50 million like ages ago. I feel like that's the moment he should have, because after that, I think he'd done his Achilles, then never really got back into the Chelsea team. So I feel like that was the kind of moment for him to, even like a Sancho, the way Sancho went to Dortmund, they kind of just tore it up. I think he could have had something similar, but
I think I'm struggling with the Forest one. I think Gibbs White could do something with us. He'd be a very useful squad player. Useful.
Someone said Ox in the chat. I think that would be his kind of level for us. He'd be sub here and there, cup game. Rich. That's a shout.
That's a shout. That's not bad, actually. That's not bad. Actually.
Yeah, I can't remember. Someone said it in the chat.
But that's not a bad shout. All right, thank you for that one. Next question. Mo says, with Davis going to Madrid, should we be going for Nouri? He's class.
I like it.
Where's the link?
Apparently
Davis.
We were watching him.
I think he's trying to say. I think he's trying to say Alphonso Davies would be his first choice, but he's going to Madrid. Should we be going to Nouri? Guys, what do you think? Nouri from Wolves.
I like him. I like him. I just think he'd need a lot of coaching, though. I think his game needs refining. I think he needs to tactically be really well coached and drilled. He needs a bit more discipline in his game. But I think in terms of raw ability and enthusiasm and eagerness to get forward and dribbling ability as well, you know, and the dynamism he offers, I think, they definitely would be pleased if we could bring him in.
Ish, fan?
Technically, he's like, as much as Robbo is a great player for us, but he's night and day in terms of like technical ability, whereas Robbo is kind of more about energy and getting up and down and playing crosses in. What I've seen of Ainoue, he looks like he's just a baller, isn't he? He played left wing for Wolves a few times as well, so you know that his kind of technical ability is quite high. But yeah, like Cav said, he kind of has played wing back or wing a bit more. So I think defensively he'll need some work, but I like him. I read somewhere the other day we've been watching him since he was 16, so it must be someone that we've had on our radar for a while.
We've certainly got him on our radar. The two names that I'm hearing myself of are Robinson and Nouri, and a bit of a little behind the scenes. Nouri has been recommended by none less than the great man himself, Mohamed Salah, who says, so that's quite a recommendation. But from what I understand, Wolves want some. Wolves are in that position, right? They don't need money like that, so they're asking for quite a lot of paper for him. And but are we willing to put that much money up when we got Robertson still for a couple of years, maybe? We've still got a couple of years.
Simicast just signed a 5-year. I know it might have been to preserve value.
Exactly.
Off from a swap. Then a bit of money, maybe.
Well. Who was the guy? Hold on. They wanted our keeper as well. They wanted Kelleher. So maybe something there.
Yeah. I just think his left back. If I'm talking about what we need to do in the summer, left back is like not priority for me right now. Especially how I've seen. I'm not Simicast's biggest fan. I'm not his biggest fan, but I was thinking today, Robbo's missed like 20 odd games. We've not really missed him. Like it's not been as great as he is as well. Like, but I've not once thought, oh damn, we need Robbo today. Like we really need him. So
Mo says Nouri is balling as we speak. Obviously, that's in the AFCON. Let us know how he does. We've got quite a few questions. We're gonna go through them one at a time. I like Nouri, and Robinson obviously is the other one. If you had to choose one, guys.
Nouri.
Yeah, Nouri. He's a bit younger, isn't he? And I just think there's more of a player in there. And that, like I say, I think if we coach him right, I think we get more out of him than perhaps Robinson.
Fair enough. Dinesh, King Kohli, the GOAT of cricket. Okay, fair enough. Respect to that. To be honest with you, he is. No, but he is though. He's fucking magnificent. Grizz, are Liverpool buying anyone in January window? I don't think so. No, I don't think we are. Unless an opportunity, the usual lines, but
we always get one. I think we'll get one.
Yeah, we might get I think we're looking to get probably a youngster, a project player. Nothing that will
You know,
change. Nothing that will change the direction of the Premier League, so to speak. In a
this
way,
is what I was
people
going.
think
Yeah.
people think go and get a player and we'll win the league. It doesn't work like that,
But
man.
this is the thing. This is the thing. I was thinking. I've even been asking other fans. I'll ask you guys as well. Like everyone keeps saying, like just get this player in January. But who is this player that can come in and like kind of transform our season?
It's not that
I know,
there are players, but who's going to sell them?
but I even if we're talking like realistically, obviously if we sign Mbappe, he'll come in and transfer.
Yeah,
But if I'm looking at the market, like realistically, and the players that we've been linked with, I don't think any of them are really gonna like move the needle so much that we go from being top where we are at the moment to being like 4, 5, 6 points clear. Like there's not a DM would be transformative, but I'm thinking who is there in the market that we can go and get right now and who's gonna propel us to a title? I don't really see.
the only one I
It's just
can.
like,
Okay. Now you've got my brain thinking, and like the only one that I can think of right now, which is plug and play because of Premier League experience and everything, the fella that we played the other day.
Yeah, and I like him a lot. But have you watched so we played them twice already this season? Have you watched them and thought this guy in our midfield would turn us into league title winners?
Long term, yes, but I know what you mean. Like right now, like it wouldn't. But
I'm saying when you see him, like because both games, the first game,
Endo's been magnificent, right? Like Endo's been magnificent, stretching it. Endo's been very good, and he's exceeded expectations. Paulina's a different level. So on that basis, for me, that's a first teamer improvement already there. McAllister can be moved forward. They can play as a double pivot. There's so many options. I just want us to have great options. I'm greedy for options. I'm not greedy for names and brands and personality. I'm greedy for options because you know why, guys? We've seen what Jurgen Klopp can do with options this season.
Right.
Man's got options, and look what he's doing. He's operating differently. So I just want options, and Paulina would be now Endo is a squad option, right? Paulina would be a first team option. I don't know if I make sense, Cav.
But do you think he takes us from where we are now to going clear of City?
Long term, yes. Like when I say long term, like going through to next season. Right now, I don't know if he'd be the difference maker to Pip City this season. I don't know. But overall, he improved the team. So I want him.
I think at the minute, I agree with you, Ish. I think there's not too many players that come in and transform us straight away, game by game. But I think it's people's mindset is currently like the amount of injuries that we've got. If we had an injury to key areas, what's the impact then? Because yes, Robertson and Tsimikas are back. We're led to believe at the end of this month, but it might take them Robertson more so a bit of time to sort of find his feet. Thiago and Bisetic, they come back in next month, but again, they've missed so much football that they'll take them time to settle in. You hope Soboslai will come back and sort of be fine and just hit the ground running again. Matip's obviously not going to touch pitch again this season, maybe not for Liverpool again. So I think it's more just looking at getting a player in like a Paulina where he comes in, he's available straight away. He's good enough to keep Liverpool at the standard that they're currently at. You then have options to put McAllister into the 8th position, and then you've got an extra bit of cover there as well. And it's the kind of the ripple effect, with it also. But I do tend to agree with you. I think it's a tough window for us because I don't think there's anybody out. It's not like the whole team is missing one key area. Actually, the team's okay at the minute, and knowing that players are coming back in a few weeks' time, it's actually a really strong squad. So I personally don't think we'll get anybody in this.
None of your business channel member says Douglas Luiz is better than Paulina. I don't agree with that, but I respect Douglas Luiz.
He looks like an 8 more than a 6 as well. Like obviously he's playing a double pivot with Kamara, but I like Kamara as well, to be fair. But they kind of both do the defensive. I wanted to sign a 6, so I know
so much clamour for Kamara. You know what? So much clamour for Kamara, and I get it. He's very nice. He's a nice player. I get it, and I agree. He's a nice player. I think we've got a lot of nice players, lads. I want to be. I don't know if I can swear. Like I normally swear. What's stopping me? Have I changed?
Just say what you got to say, bro.
Like I want a bastard there, man.
Yeah, we need
I need an animal there, man. Come on. I'm from the Mascherano era. Fabinho was nasty when he played there. Have you lot forgotten? People in the chat as well. There's 200 of you guys in here. I know it's, as I said, random time, random show, but 200 of you camped in. Let's smash up those likes buttons. Subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, people, that's that dog, man. Do you know how much? Like, Fabinho was nasty, guys. Remember them scissor tackles? He'd look at.
Do you not think you've got that in McAllister and Endo though?
No, McAllister.
Do you not think
McAllister's got it? He's got a little bit. He's got presence.
They lack presence. So as good as they are, but they don't look like stature.
Do they?
McAllister's 5'8", Endo's maybe 5'9".
Physical presence, Cav. Fabinho was 6'4".
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't think Endo's the long-term solution for us, but I've been really impressed with what I've seen.
No, 100%.
And he's always there. I've never seen this guy shirt a challenge. You know, he doesn't.
No. Yeah. 100%.
He's there. He's close enough to engage in the tackle. He's strong in it. He's convinced. I don't know. I think it might not be the loudest of barkers, but there is a dog there.
Bro, listen, he plays with a gum shield, so he's got to be pretty.
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah. He must be ready.
He's not going on the pitch to shake hands with a gum shield. Yeah.
No. But I want, actually, like you're saying, Grizz, I want like a 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, it's not a height thing. Do you remember, Cav? Or some you were saying Grizz got something with heights. I was like, I want 4 midfielders. I want all of them to be 6 foot plus, bro. Because we lack. But last season we got bullied in every game. Yeah. Look at the difference this season. Who's bullied us this season? Who's bullied us? Not one team has bullied us this season because we've got Sabozalai, Curtis Jones, 2 6-footers, Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Nunes up front. Physical. We know Salah's short, but he's stronger than pound for pound anyone in the league. We got physical. Trent looks dare I say it, bro? Trent looks like a man. You know what I mean? It's like there's a massive, huge difference. Even Simicast looks strong suddenly, man. I'm not even joking. And Endo hasn't been, even Gravenberch, some would doubt his...
He lacks intensity, but he can actually, he can get about when he wants
to. You get my point, Ish?
Yeah.
He does lack intensity, but you don't be able to protect the ball if you're not strong like the way he does.
True. That's true.
Yeah, you need body strength to, the way he plays, you need to be strong to play. So we've got another one that's quite strong. We only got bullied Wolves away first half. That was it. Nah, man, not really.
International break. Yeah, international break 12:30. He went up for it.
All right. I guess literally the $1 million question or few million. Think Salah goes in the summer? ? What's our opinions? By the way, guys, these questions, some of you are asking like we know factually what the answer is going to be. We are here to give our opinions. So, when we say who's going to be the next, we can only just give our opinions and guesses. Go for it.
It's pretty simple for me. I don't think he goes. And I don't think he goes because Mo Salah still considers himself as one of the best players in Europe. And I think he'll want to continue to show that for a few years yet. So unless he's going to another team that's competing in Europe, if there was a Real Madrid or I can't think of any other team that could offer up the money to get him or would appeal it to him enough, I think he stays. And he continues to Liverpool get in the Champions League next season. And he continues to fight on for their major honours. I think he'll think in his mind, forget the age, he'll think in his mind that it's too early to go to the US or to Saudi or whatever it is. He'll still consider himself as that good, and he's right. Look at his numbers. So I don't think he'll go for that reason, and I don't think he'll go to a rival.
Okay, let me add a bit of spice to it. Ish, I think you assume the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 100%. Let me add a bit of spice to it then, because he's down to his last year in the contract, right? Then it becomes a business decision. Then it becomes a structure, a planning decision, future-proofing decision. Because if he's not, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, if he doesn't agree to extend that deal, and therefore he says, no, it's all right, no problem, I'm happy to stay. Liverpool happy to keep him. But then we get £100 million bid for him, knowing that 6 months later he'll be free to go for free, basically no money. Then what you doing?
But who's bidding? Unless it's Saudi, who's bidding 100 PSG, maybe.
Whoever.
Real
Let's just
Madrid.
let's play a game. Like, because there will be £100 million bid for him. I know that for a fact. There will be £100 million bid for him. What do we do then? Because the difficult part is knowing that he's not going to extend. Obviously, we would like him to get a year extension or 2-year extension, whatever. Just keep going. But knowing that he wouldn't extend, what do you do then? Do you just say, fuck it, let's just keep him for another season, let him go for free? Or we're saying 100 million, yo, that could go towards the next Salah or the new Virgil or whatever.
If it's 100 million, we have to sell. But I just think that Salah's relationship with the club, well, you obviously know more than I do, but there's no indication that he's got a bad relationship. His agent's always coming out and laughing at any suggestion that there's any sort of ill feeling. Would he want to run down his contract and basically not take the piss, but almost take the piss? Like, there's no reason for him to run out. If he wants to go this summer, I think he'll let us know and say, look, the time has come, I'm ready to move on. But where would he go? You said it yourself. He's unlikely to go to a rival. We're on the up. We're not on a downward spiral. Say we had this team that we had last season now, with like your Milners and Henderson still knocking about. We don't know which way we're going. Then maybe there's more of a discussion. But there's no doubt that we're going in the right direction. If Klopp extends as well to 2028, then there's no. He's stable here, and we look like we're going in a good direction. I don't see a world where he gets us back into the Champions League. We know that's his dream more than the Premier League is to win another Champions League. I don't see a world where he gets us to the Champions League next season and then decides to leave, unless it's to Real Madrid or PSG. But I just can't see it personally. I really can't see it. I think he stays another year. I think he probably gets a 1 or 2 year extension as well.
Are you selling him, or are you biting the bullet and just saying, no, I'll still keep him and refuse the 100 mil?
If it's a choice of 100 million or Salah for 1 season, I take the money, because then you can go out and sign 1 or 2 players that you need. And then it comes down to the scouting at that point in time. Or if he stays for another 2 or 3 and you have to give him a really bumper contract, I'd do that. So I think Salah's good enough to be at Liverpool for another 3 years. I think he would still be a quality player then. He's tailoring his game, which all the very, very top stars have done.
Yeah,
you know,
it's not talked about enough. You know, it's going to be talked about, but it's not talked about enough.
Goals, assists, part of the leadership group, understands the club, carries himself well as a role model. He's teaching some of these young good players that are coming through. He offers so much to Liverpool outside of just what he gives us on the pitch. Yes, he's on a lot of money. I think we could up that if we needed to, and if he was willing to agree that, then I'd do that. But like I say, if it's 100 million or leave, you got to put the club first, and you got to think about, you know, not necessarily you forget about losing Salah. That's done. Top stars leave clubs all the time. You always have to move on. You then focus on the money, and the money enables you to get a really, really good player for that. So then you go and look against somebody younger, and you go again.
Obviously, the next question kind of segues into some of the question on the Salah situation, which is Mike Sterling says, any news on Olise, Grizz? Some links have been appearing with Olise, Michael Olise of Crystal Palace. Where are we guys standing on Michael Olise? So I can confirm according to my information, he's an absolute firm target. I didn't think he would be a couple of weeks ago. People are asking me, and I hadn't heard anything, and I didn't think he was. I don't know what I mean by this, guys. Maybe I'm being a bit unfair, but I didn't think he was a Klopp type player in terms of intensity and on the pitch, like dedicated to the game, so to speak. Like he's in and out, talented. Reminds me a lot of Leroy Sané. You know, output not great, not the greatest goal scoring record. Far more of a creator than a cold-blooded killer, which we're hoping to get in like Salah replacement. Or maybe we change styles. Jared Bowen is more of a cold-blooded killer. That's why I wanted Jared Bowen. Olise is more of a creator. The talent is amazing. It's there. But after asking a few people, 100% the contact is legit. 100% we're interested in him. Thoughts on Olise, guys, in that case? Oh, he's got a release clause. we know how much we like a release clause.
Well, this is what happened in the summer because Chelsea were in for him, and then they rejected the bids, and he signed the contracts like the next day or a couple of days afterwards. And you can kind of see by the smile on his face at the time, they definitely like tripled his salary, and he's got to get out as well. So I think there must have been some sort of agreement there with Steve Harris that he's got to stay with us another year, kind of thing. I agree with you in the sense that he doesn't seem like a typical, especially a wide player for Klopp. But again, you've seen with him signing Gakpo, who also was going to play left wing, ended up playing false 9, 8. So Klopp can have other plans for him. Maybe he plans to play him in their 10 role. Maybe he plans to play him as an 8. So it's one of those where it's like you don't really know until they're coming through the door. But like you said, talent-wise, I think it's good. And I think his output's even good as well. Considering he's playing, like, we forget how crap Crystal Palace are.
Yeah,
like, he's got 1 or 2 good players, and then the rest of them, it's donkey.
Dead. It's the worst. It's one of the worst attacks. It's one of the worst attacks.
Like, if you're shining in that team, that's why I always was so high on Zaha. Like, if you're shining in that team, which is like just not very good players with a not very good system, then you must be like, I think he's got maybe 5 goals, 6 assists this season.
Someone in the chat hit us up with his stats so far this season. Go on.
My only thing would be just be his injury. His injury record is not that great. He gets 2 or 3 injuries this season. Him and Eze can't really seem to stay fit. So that'll be my only reservation. But yeah, I like him, man. I like him. If we can bring him in for a decent fee, I do rate him.
What's the decent fee, Kev? Let's say I think. I mean, obviously, no one. I don't know the release clause. I'm guessing in the region of 50, 60 million. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I'd have guessed Premier League experience, homegrown, left footer playing on the right wing, inverting, and all of that. Of course, the talent's there to see. He's a fantastic player when he's playing, but it's just because of injury. Just not seen enough. Like, you have these spells where you're like, Olise's lighting it up again, and then you forget about him for 10 games, you know. And I know we're not all following Palace and probably not all watching Palace's games every week, but I just think that, you know, someone like you mentioned, Jarrod Bowen, it seems like you can't not hear about this guy because he's always contributing every single week, you know. And I agree with you, Grizz. You look at someone like Jarrod Bowen and maybe Okudos or whatever it is, and you see the intensity that they play with. And Olise, to me, just looks like a really, really talented lad that's not yet, you know, even though he played, I think, 37 games last season, he just feels like he's not really hit that, you know, sustained period where he's just lighting it up, where I think the others kind of have got closer to that. So I'm just not convinced. I really like the player and I like what he can be and the potential, but I just need to see a longer period of time where he is balling out and he just prove that he can make the step up to a club like Liverpool and fit into a highly pressurized, intense environment and system and be okay and stay fit and adjust. But I don't know if he will. And all of our forwards, you'd probably say bar Jota, are still somewhat kind of work in progress. You know, Nunes definitely is. Gakpo, I would say, still is. You know, his versatility isn't helping him because he's not nailing down a position and working on set sort of things. Jota, we know, is a centre forward. He's great. He's the one. Diaz is finding his form again, but will he shift over to the right if Salah was to leave? And there's all these things. I would just like to see somebody come in the door that you kind of know what you're getting a little bit more, and almost if not the style, then at least the numbers. And I would opt for somebody at the same price bracket as someone like a Jarrod Bowen, because you know that he's got that knack of getting goals. So even if he finds it hard to sort of adjust to the style and system, you kind of feel like he's still going to be a goal threat. Whereas Olise, I think, could have drift for like 10 games and nothing, be no contributions at all.
Jarrod Bowen's the original plug and play for this Liverpool team. Honestly, he is. But obviously, he's going to be, I think, a bit more expensive because he signed that big deal with West Ham as well. And West Ham have used.
He might have a release clause. As well. Though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. AK says Grizz news on Szoboszlai is back. Szoboszlai should be back. Bournemouth's this Sunday?
Let me check.
Yeah, it is this Sunday, isn't it?
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
No, I think it's following Sunday, I'm sure.
No, it can't be. We can't have two. No, it's definitely this week.
This Sunday, half four.
Yeah, this Sunday. I think Szoboszlai will be touch and go for. I think he's back this week, definitely next week.
Can I ask you a question, Grizz?
Yeah, yeah.
Just quickly, just related to the previous point.
Can you put in the chat, please?
Hey, I'm above nobody. If Salah was to leave in the summer, would you be concerned for Liverpool next season? And I know that's a bit of an open-ended question because it depends on who we get. But let's say we got in a Robbo, let's say we got in a Olise. Would you be worried about us as a club, as a threat? You know, as a team that wants to win the Premier League.
God, I mean, how can you be calm when one of the all-time greats leaves your club? You don't be calm. You have to have a level of confidence in the strategy and the setup. And like I've said to you personally as well before, and we've spoken about it on Redfellas, I genuinely think this new formation or way of playing is for life without Mohamed Salah. As we can very clearly see, it's not about Mohamed Salah finishing all the chances the way we play. It's about spreading the goals throughout the attack like we have done. And of course, Salah scores the most because that's Mohamed Salah. But I genuinely think we're trying our best to have a future, into game practice, a future without Salah. So I wouldn't panic, but I wouldn't be calm. Like, you're mad if you're calm about an all-timer leaving your club.
Yeah.
But I think we're in good hands, and I do like the way we're moving forward without him. But good question from Luke here. Do you think having a season in Europa has been a blessing in disguise, allowing us to rotate a lot more and see different players? Great for bedding in too, either one of you.
100%. 100%. Because we've even saw in previous seasons where Klopp's mentioned we've qualified with 2-3 games to spare, but he's mentioned the financial aspects of winning games in the Champions League. So we've seen him play full-strength teams in dead rubber games. I think there was one against Atalanta where Jota got injured a couple of seasons ago. There's no way we would have rotated as heavily if we would have been in the Champions League. And I think it's been good for the season. It's been good for our league form as well, where we've seen players like Harvey Elliott, because they're getting games in the Europa and they can make an impact off the bench in the Prem. So yeah, I think it's been great.
Cav, you agree?
Yeah, agree with all the points. Great question asked. I think definitely if there's ever going to be a season where, you know, the players that are currently there still finding their feet, i.e. Nunes, and then you're going to, you know, make an overhaul change in midfield, then it's probably, you know, you wouldn't do it by choice, but it's probably the best season to drop down to the Europa League when you're trying to integrate all of that and a new system and so on and so on. So yeah, a blessing in disguise, maybe a little bit too far, but if you're ever going to have a season outside the Champions League, it probably came at the right time for us. And then we get back in it with players knowing the system and finding their feet at their club. So yeah.
Only thing though, Leo does make a good point. The quality in the Champions League this season is crap, but outside of Madrid and City, I would have fancied us this season to actually have.
100%.
Also,
it's mad.
Yeah,
frustrating like
as well. Like it would have been. This would have been a good season. Also, it's the last season of the old format, so this would have been a great season to win it. But listen, it is what it is.
Samuel sends 2 super chats. I'm going to read this first one out because it's just because we spoke about it recently. Any updates? Yep, I think Robertson posted on his Instagram today. I believe he's going to join in full team training by the end of the season. You'd like to think he's going to do it.
Yeah, you'd like to hope so, yeah.
Yeah, end of the month, 100%. Simicast, I think, very close as well. Sobozalai, I think Trent will be ready as well. I don't think Trent will be out too long. I think we've just been safe with the way we've spoken about Trent. So, yeah, good stuff. Talking about injuries and players coming back, the next super chat's Grizz. What's the deal with Thiago? Staying back? ? Yeah, I'm one of the biggest Thiago Alcantara fans. I grew up watching this guy coming through the ranks at Barcelona. Everyone thought this guy is the new mixture of Xavi, Iniesta, and Ronaldinho. All three. Thiago Alcantara is a mixture of all 3 of them. But alas, his body just couldn't last. You know, and I just don't think he's up for it. I don't think he'll play more than 5. I don't think we'll see him more than 5 times in a Liverpool shirt again. And I said that at the start of the season, pretty much, guys. So you can't say now. I see it's easy to say that. I said it. I was aware of his situation with his hip very early on, and I was told that you know, it's not in a good place, in a good state. And look, lo and behold, we're in January now, and he's not even in training. So, gotta let him go, guys. You're not offering him a new deal in any way, shape, or form, are you?
Nah.
No. Nah. I mean, his contract's up in the summer, right?
Yeah.
I know he's injured, but if he's coming back next month, I'm surprised he's not signed a pre-agreement somewhere else, or that there's not been
You got to
any
pass the
more.
test, man. You
No
got to
one-
pass
no
the
one's seen
fitness
him.
test.
No,
No
yeah,
one's
no
seen
one-
him.
no
No
one's
one's
seen him.
Yeah, but you know what you're getting, and you know
you
what
get-
Injuries.
I know
Injuries.
he's got.
Yeah, injuries.
I know, yeah, but you know you're getting injuries, but when he does touch pitch, he's probably the best player on it, But I know he's got to pass fitness tests to even join a new club or whatever. But he'd be fit come the summer, you'd like to think, and then that new club he could talk to about his rehabilitation and everything like that. But it's a great shame, and I think we think it now, but we'll think it in years to come and think, he was like the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. If only he was fit, in this squad as well. I've already seen graphics online of like McAllister, Thiago, Sabozala midfield, and you just think, please, could we have just seen it just a few times? But it looks like it's not going to happen.
Sad.
Purely on ability, apart from like Gerrard and Alonso, he might be the best like technically gifted midfielder I can remember seeing in Liverpool. He is like, it's ridiculous.
There's no drama. There's no drama with
the
that
injuries.
statement.
The injuries are just it's mad. It's mad.
Last super chat, last question of the night, because people are reminding me. Yeah, all right, mate, calm down. You know what I mean? I've got to give time to my own channel as well. Even that's mine as well, but my own channel kind of thing. I'm not sharing it with 5 scumbags. Where's the super chat? All right. Yo, what's good? Says Olise points to me Klopp gearing into either a front 2 or gearing up for Nunes to be the talisman by getting creative types all around him. Bowen 28 this year, so don't fit FSG niche in my opinion. Yeah, look, I think Bowen's the ship has sailed with Bowen. Jared Bowen 2 years ago would have been their ideal, but then 2 years ago, Mohamed Salah was in his prime and whatnot. Obviously, there was rumors of Mohamed Salah not signing the extension, and that's why Jared Bowen picked up. But now Mohamed Salah signed that deal. I think Jared Bowen's too late. Yeah, he's getting a lot of creators like around Nunes. We're not going to touch on Nunes too much. We've already done it, but there is a difference in style of attacking, right, lads? We can see it. We played differently, obviously, because we had Bobby and 2 goal-scoring players. We're trying to share out the goals, right?
Seems that way. Yeah. Seems that way. But I would worry about losing Salah this summer, to be honest. In terms of like, we even saw this season when he had a little dip in form, no one scored. Like it was Harvey Elliott against Palace coming up, or our centre backs coming up. So I still think, as much as we're sharing the goals around, we're sharing it because Salah's feeding everyone equally. That's kind of what he's doing. That's kind of what's been going on. I know he's been missing last couple of games, but he still scored. But let's not forget, Salah's still that guy on our team, man. He's still that guy on our team.
Yeah, no doubt. It definitely is. But you'd like to think that Sabozala will settle and improve and start to contribute more in goals and assists and start to take the reins a little bit, especially on the right hand side of the pitch. You'd like to see Harvey Elliott develop and have a bit more confidence in his game and willingness to shoot and drive into the box. Curtis Jones is obviously improving. You'll hope Diaz finds form, Nunes finds his feet, Gakpo cements a position, McAllister maybe gets moved into an 8 position with a 6 coming in. Trent continues to be the main guy to create. And so there's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of players in this squad that can certainly step up, not to the levels of Salah, but in terms of contributing, in terms of the offensive style of our game, if Salah's not there. And look, we're going to see it whilst he's away at AFCON. So there's a little sample size,
We're going to end the show with Ganto, our Elvis Presley lookalike. We started the show with Ganto. We're going to end the show with Ganto. He says, big up Grizz in the panel. Great questions in chat. Smash the likes on your way out. I quite enjoyed that. Quite a little, I didn't think we're going to speak for an hour. Bloody hell, that flew. Like, wow. It's amazing when you want to talk about Liverpool, right? We've got so many things to talk about Liverpool. This is what we do. People, thank you very much. Daz is in the building. He says, let's enjoy the season and hope in winning a couple of trophies in the transition season. Yes, Dazza. I love Dazza. He's always a brilliant caller on the call-in show. Cav, Ish, Big up yourselves. Thank you very much. Guys, if you
bro.
like the show, like. If you hated the show, like. If you in the middle, like. And subscribe if you haven't. We will see you very soon. I don't know where, I don't know when, but we shall see you. Bye-bye.